Hello everyone, I am Josh, and welcome to part 11 of Let's Build a Modern Mansion in The Sims 4. So, this episode, there was a little bit of an issue, and somehow my voiceover recording software, which is Adobe Audition, failed to actually record anything I said. So, that's why I'm here recording over it after I've actually done it. So, the footage you're watching here is actually sped up 2 times, so yeah, so I do apologize for that. I don't know how it happened, but somehow none of my voice was recorded, and it was very frustrating. So, on the bright side, instead of this video being a half hour, it's now only 15 minutes. So that saves you time as well. So, well, actually it doesn't save me time, but it saves you time. So as you can see here, I've completely redone, not completely redone, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I have somewhat redone the front here by removing that tall, like, I don't even know what how to say it, but it was just like this tall detail that was over the entrance, and instead I've replaced it with this sloped roof, which I think looks quite a bit nicer. It makes it look a little bit less like a commercial building as well. Like, it kind of looked like that would be like where a store sign would go or something, so I did remove that and just kind of replaced it with a roof, which it's not a huge difference, but I think it's a slight improvement. Now, overall in this episode, I just kind of improve the front of the house. I work a little bit on landscaping, not a lot, but, you know, overall this episode was just kind of, you know, finishing up and polishing the front of the house. Now, this actually was going to be the longest episode ever, so like I mentioned, it was going to be a half hour, so I don't know, it was just kind of like a lot of indecisiveness, not really, but I don't know, I just was like going really slow, so yeah. Anyway, you can see here, I'm just kind of tweaking the front area. I actually do remove that low half wall that you can see there. So I think I'll do that a bit later on. And right here I'm removing that column because I kind of wanted it to look like a little bit less symmetrical. So you can see here, also kind of polished off that kind of weird angle inside. I don't know if you noticed that. And here I'm just fixing up those holes in the floor, because holes in the floor aren't usually a good thing. So I just kind of patched those up. And yes, you can see it looks a little odd, especially with that half wall there. So I'm going to just remove that right here. And I feel like it looks pretty good. It definitely mixes up the front so it's not like all perfectly symmetrical. I don't know, I think it added kind of a nice detail to it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to add some walls here so I can remove that excess bit of flooring. And what am I going to do next? I think now is when I put in the planter. So I do put in a planter around that front area, which, yeah, I'm doing it right now. So you can see I'm putting in a half wall, a taller one, and there you go. So it kind of has this nice half wall area, and I'm going to put some plants in there, which looks really cool, so you'll see that in a moment. And here I'm just putting some more plaster on, and I'm also going to change all the trim on the house to black, so you'll see that, because like the half wall trim I do change to black. And the columns, I was going to put some columns there, but I didn't end up doing that. I do put some columns on the first floor, so I end up using the one that I'm holding right now, but I don't use that at first, but I end up using it. So yeah, right now I'm trying to mess around with some black columns, but it didn't really work properly, and you can just see it, just like that was really irritating right there. You can see they did not like align properly. So I gave up on the columns and did not put them there. Well, they would have looked okay, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. And you can see at this point I put those columns down at the bottom, but I end up replacing them because I wasn't too happy with the way they looked. So yeah, anyway, I think relatively soon I'm going to put in the plants, but right now I'm just changing the color of the half walls. So you can see I'm just putting some black trim on there, and I'm actually going to do all the trim on the house. So you can see I'm just changing all the trim there to black. And what am I about to do? I think I'm about to put in the grass, so that's pretty exciting. There we go, there's the grass. And I also find some really nice bushes that fit perfectly in there. So you can see right here, these bushes fit brilliantly right in the planter, and it just looks perfect. So you can see there, it just kind of adds a nice touch to it, so it kind of looks like, you know, it's like some grass or something growing up over that's like over the edge of the half wall, because you can see when I panned the camera down a bit, there was only like a tiny bit of it like visible over the half wall, which I thought looked pretty cool. So yeah, I was going to put some other plants in there, but they just did not look good, so I ended up not doing that. And instead, I think I'm just going to put some windows in. So I put some nice big floor-to-ceiling windows up there because I think that looks nice. So I'm just going to grab those And yeah, so from the inside you can actually see the plants through the windows, which I thought was kind of cool. So you'll see I'm going to put some really big windows in there, not that one, so a slightly larger one once I find it. There it is. So you can see, there you go. It looks kind of cool from inside too, because you can see the plants there, and it looks nice from outside. I thought it was a nice improvement, and relatively soon I'm going to put a column in there as well, just to kind of blend it together. So you can see, just adjusting some wall colors, and here comes the column. There you go. So that's that little area now finished. I thought it looked pretty cool. I mean, it's not symmetrical, but that was the whole point. And that the planter would look kind of, I mean, it kind of would be cool to have the planter even so, but I thought this looked a bit better. I mean, of course, if you don't like it, I'd love to hear your feedback on that. So I might consider changing it, but I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. So yeah, and right here becomes one of the most probably boring parts, and if you're watching it live, because I was putting in a bunch of shelves here to kind of make a detail. I saw some other people do this. I think Dutch Sims 4 Master did this, if I remember correctly. So I thought it looked really cool. So you can use shelves kind of as a detail. So you can see I'm doing that here. And right now, all the adjustments and the finessing to get these shelves in perfectly was kind of annoying, and yeah, so it was a little boring to watch probably in real time. So you can see it's a little bit better sped up. Like, this is twice speed, so you can see how long it's taking me to like adjust all of these shelves, because like normally it'd be taking me twice as long to do this. So that would be pretty agonizing to watch. But I think that this makes it look a little bit more interesting, you know. So I think it looks good, and I'd change out the window too, but this window kind of helped me align all these shelves up. I might just like redo all this alignment later, because so they're not like all like slightly off, because it's kind of annoying. So in a second, I am going to change the window. Yeah, there you go. So I ended up using that window instead, and I put in some more windows, I believe, on either side. Yep, there we go. So you can see just like, I don't know, it kind of is a nice touch to it, and it kind of breaks it up, and you know, I don't know. So that's what I ended up doing. And I think in a moment, we're just going to add some roof trim and stuff. Or no, actually, no, I take that back. We're going to do it in our flower box. Not a flower box, a planter. So you can see I'm doing a smaller one here in front of that window, those windows where I put the shelves. So you can see here, I'm going to put some grass in there, and I'm also going to put in some flowers as well. So that will kind of join the other flower bed to kind of make the house have a bit more greenery on it. I don't know, I thought it was interesting. I thought it looked really cool because it's in the desert, so I don't know if it fits in perfectly, but I think it's a nice touch. So you can see here I'm putting in some orange flowers, and yeah, I think it turned out pretty nicely. So you can see there, that's what the flower beds look like on the house, and I'm pretty happy with the way they turned out. So right now I'm going to just adjust that window there, but I'm also, I believe, going to I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of watching along as you are, even though I literally just built this now. I can't remember what I did in what order. Oh yeah, so I just put some roof trim on around the flat roofs just to kind of finish it off a bit, and also in the back here we can see I have these kind of like long strips. I put some trim on those to make it look nice and finished off, and you know, just some trim around areas that were overhanging and things like that. I don't know, I thought I just added some nice detail, and you can see I'm changing all the roof trim from white to black, which I said I was going to do, because I think the black looks a bit nicer. And yeah, so I'm just about to add a bit more detail. Oh yeah, so right now I'm going to just add some flooring in for the front walkway. I do change the curves, so you can see we have those curved fences there from last time. I do get rid of those because I kind of put some stepping stones, not really stones, but like some giant stepping slabs to the pool in the back, like from that front walkway. So I get rid of those curves, and you'll see what I do. I kind of have some angles and stuff to kind of match the house a bit better. So I think that turns out nicely. So you can see here, I'm just putting in some stone pavers, which look really nice, and they were like all glitched out with the curves, so that's like one of the reasons I got rid of the curves too, because it was just annoying. And this pause, I was probably like talking about something there when I was pausing, but there you can see like the angles, or not the angles, the curves were glitching things out, and it was just annoying. So I end up abandoning them fairly shortly. So yeah, anyway, you can see I just put that in, and I think right now I'm going to actually put the balcony off this side of the house. I can't really tell. Yeah, okay. So over here I'm going to be putting a balcony because there's 2 bedrooms on this side, so I thought, you know, it'd be nice to have a balcony there, so maybe they both could like access it or something. So what I'm doing here, or I guess that could be a master bedroom too, and like just change, like move the master bedroom or something. I don't know, it's all up in the air right now. But there you can see I have this little balcony, and I'm also going to I also have these little accents, so you can see I have these accent strips, and I put some more shelves in them like I did on the front of the house. So, you know, it just kind of adds some detail, and I thought it looked kind of cool. So you can see I'm putting the shelves in here, and there they are, looking nice and beautiful. So there's the shelves, and I also probably will put some windows in there too in the future, so that'll be interesting to see. And right here I'm just putting some more of that plaster and brick combination on there, and yeah, so I think that adds a nice touch to it. And it's a little weird from the front, but I think from the side it looks pretty cool. And right here I'm just painting this part of the house white, just to kind of make it look nice and finished off. And I am going to paint the supports at the bottom stone, not stone, brick rather, to just kind of look like they're more strong than if they're just like stucco or something, though. I don't know, I thought it was a nice contrast. You can see there I just painted those brick, and I think that's the structure of the house done so far, at least in this episode. So what I'm going to do here, I believe, is I'm contemplating the curves. Oh yeah, so this is where I'm putting in the triangles. So you can see I have, I'm kind of experimenting with them, and I'm about to put them in a pathway formation coming from the pool, which is all on an angle, so it looks pretty cool. And you can see here I take quite some time to do this. So I'm just kind of like at first just putting them around randomly, and then I kind of figure out a pattern that looks pretty cool. So you'll see that in a moment. I really wish that you could copy and paste rooms. Like I could just like copy and paste those diagonal squares, or like the diamonds, I guess you'd call them. I really wish I could just like grab it and copy and paste it, but I can't. So like every single time I have to like make it out of triangles, because you can't take a normal square room and rotate it on an angle either. So it's a little annoying, but you can see here I'm just kind of making them out of triangles, and we're almost to the front pathway. So you can see why I get rid of the curves now, because they just would not like join up nicely with that kind of angled pathway. So, you know, it looks pretty cool in the end. I'm actually really excited to landscape this, because it would be really cool to have like some cool terrain paint and like some plants that like line that, and I think it'll be interesting. And right there I was just talking about the interior. Obviously you can't hear it because I sped this up and I was not able to record that voiceover, but I think I was saying how we're gonna hopefully work on the interior relatively soon, because the kitchen and dining room needs some help. But yeah, so you can see here I'm getting rid of the curves, and there they go. So I have these this kind of normal pathway thing happening, and it kind of joins with the triangular, like not the triangular, the diamond pathway, kind of with that interesting cutout. So I thought that looked pretty cool. Again, I don't know if I'm going to change it or not yet. I guess we'll see. And I'm also not sure what the other side is going to go, like where the other side of that's going to go. I guess it could be a driveway. And now that I think about it, we could have like some kind of driveway on that other side of the property, which I think could work pretty well. But there you go. So that's that kind of cool pathway, and I was actually really pleased with it. And right now I'm just going to add some landscaping details. So I'm just kind of putting in these little boxes, like rectangular, not rectangular, like these diamond, that's the word I'm looking for, these diamond boxes, diamond shaped boxes, where I put some trees in them and everything that looks pretty cool. So that's kind of like the beginning of the landscaping, if you know what I mean. So I think these are kind of a cool idea. Again, if I put the driveway on this side where I have these boxes right now, I might have to move them, but I think it will look pretty cool. And again, it kind of gets me excited for landscaping, because I think the landscaping in this house could be really cool. And I also might like put like a fence or wall around the property too, and things like that. And I don't know, I kind of just, we'll see how the house evolves. So we're almost done this episode, and I do apologize that it's not in real time and that I had to record this voiceover after, but maybe you prefer it this way. And if you do, you could leave that in the comments below, and I might consider doing this more often. I don't know, but yeah, anyway, if you do enjoy it when I talk over it in real time, I'm really sorry. That wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, I wasn't supposed to be doing this. It just somehow, the voiceover did not get recorded. But anyway, it'd be great to hear your feedback, and if you could leave some comments in the comment section down below telling me what you think I should do to the house to make it any better and stuff like that. And I'd love to hear your opinions and your ideas and what you think. So anyway, we're going to wrap this up, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yeah, so I guess I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye everyone. Have a great day.